Well, yeah, it seems to be a bit of an early Christmas present with the announcement that VAT is no longer going to be charged to batteries when they're installed on their own. There's been a bit of a peculiarity, I suppose, in policy, in that if you installed a solar roof and a battery system together at the same time, then this would have been eligible for 0% VAT. But historically, if you'd already got solar and you then retrofitted batteries to that system, then you had to pay 20% of VAT on the battery. And it always seemed a little bit absurd that you'd end up paying different rates of VAT depending on when you purchase the different components of a solar PV and battery system. That inconsistency is now being removed, and from the 1st of February 2024, it means that all batteries and all solar PV in homes will now attract 0% VAT. We've obviously seen that extra 20% cost can be a barrier to some people. So, if that was something that was putting you off before, then, now is obviously a great time to revisit that. And that would go for people that decided against the battery alongside their solar, or also people that have got a battery that are considering adding more storage capacity. Obviously, now is a great time to have a look at that. Any new battery system requires an application to the grid, and they can take a couple of months. So obviously anyone starting a new inquiry with us before Christmas or early in the new year would then be receiving a 0% VAT system once all the permits have been obtained. So diverters, which is where you can divert electricity into, say, your hot water tank, instead of exporting unused solar electricity back to the grid, is now also attracting 0% VAT. These are obviously cheaper items, so the financial saving isn't as good. But again, it sort of fills in this consistency piece that it's not just the solar panels that get 0% VAT. It's that whole wider ecosystem of components in a sort of larger, more sophisticated solar PV system are all being recognised for the benefits that they provide and are therefore 0% VAT rated. I'm not quite so sure it's being put in place as a measure to encourage battery storage. I think the government's very much taken the view when it comes to battery storage that this is a sort of market-based piece, and if the market delivers it, then that's fine. And they're not really looking to subsidise it in either way. It does seem to me really as a sort of recognition of the inconsistency that sometimes batteries were rated one way and sometimes they were rated another. Just seems a slightly absurd way of doing the accounting to me. It's a bit like being charged a different VAT rate on apples depending on whether you were putting them in a pie or not. I think furthermore, whilst this is obviously a beneficial move for people that had been considering batteries and now might consider adding them to a solar PV system, I think the same might also apply to people at the start of their journey, knowing that they can go into a process of installing solar and battery within their home according to their own timescales, that they could do it in two phases if that worked better for you, if that worked better for your own personal finances. Get the solar now, get the battery next year. And I think that's going to help quite a lot of people, trying to save up for a solar roof and a battery storage system can be quite a challenge to household finances. I think having the flexibility there that now you can do that in two halves if you want to without any overall financial penalty for doing so, that would seem to be a good option for householders to have.